Okay, so today, well, I guess first, is everybody familiar with who Dan Blazarian is? Um, he won the World Poker Tour, or got second or something, and then later gave somebody, another dude, like his entrance fee. Anyway, he ended up making millions of dollars. Come on, let's go for a walk. Off of winnings and such from like the World Poker Tour or Championship Poker, whatever it is. And he also, I guess he's pretty big on like Instagram and shit. I think he has like a pretty big like Instagram following. Anyway, he also he went through, he was in the military. He went through tried to become a Navy SEAL, went through SEAL training, not once but twice, and actually I think probably would have become a Navy SEAL had it not been for he got kicked out of the Navy SEAL program for come on, let's go for a walk, for doing something unsafe, like on the firing range or something like that. Anyway, he made, now, please understand, I'm not defending or saying that the action was right. I'm simply saying that it's probably the reaction a lot of people would have had if they're normally carrying a gun. Normally carrying he has an extensive gun collection. I know that he has like 70 or so, maybe it was like 700, I don't know. Real extensive gun collection. Always has a weapon with him. Anyway, he was at the concert in Las Vegas, and he got blasted today by, and I didn't know this either, apparently Bristol Palin, Sarah Palin's daughter, is married to a Navy SEAL who has like an extensive background in doing really, really heroic shit. He has like a Medal of Honor. I think he's like the second youngest Medal of Honor winner in history, and been involved in a lot of major stuff. Like this dude's real, and I'm not blasting or saying he's wrong either. I'm just, my take on what happened was a little bit different than I think how he saw it. Now, I totally get how he saw the situation. He's seeing somebody who's saying at one time, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, I wanted to do this, and sorry, I gotta find that. Here we go. Anyway, the Sarah Palin's husband, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. Anyway, like I said, Navy SEAL, Medal of Honor, really a real dude. So anyway, Dan Blazarian, when the shooting started, took off, and now, again, please, I'm not defending or saying he was right or wrong, or that anybody's right or wrong. I'm just, my take on what happened. He says in the video, it's like, holy fuck, and don't quote me there, it's basically like, holy fuck, the place just got shot the fuck up, people are getting shot, a girl just got shot in the head right in front of me, and he's really upset with himself because he doesn't have a firearm he usually has with him. Now, he's going to get a gun because he wants to help, is the take that I got from it. He's upset he didn't have the gun he would normally have, and he's going to retrieve a gun. And anyway, like, the video kind of doesn't really do justice to what I think he was actually doing, because I think it clipped out, clipped back in, or they did that on purpose or whatever to try to make him look bad. But anyway, it kind of goes like, you know, like, holy shit, place getting shot up, girl just got shot right in front of me. And he's really upset. He states in the video, is like, the one fucking time I don't have a gun. And then it comes back, and he's like, he's either saying, I'm going to get my gun, or I went and got my gun, or whatever. And I think the video got misconstrued, I guess, by a lot of people. Yeah, I think it got misconstrued, misunderstood, whatever you want to call it, by a lot of people, including Sarah, or not Sarah, but Bristol Palin's husband, who, like I said, is a Navy SEAL, obviously someone who we all would consider an actual hero. I just feel like, you know, he's basically stating, like, you know, if you really, I guess really what his thought is that Dan Blazarian should have, rather than trying to go get a firearm, stayed and tried to help the victims. And I get that. I totally get that. And I think that Dan's thought process at the time was, I got to go get a gun so I can try to help. Because I mean, you know, come on, guys. Like, this wasn't just like a 30-second little incident. Like, this was going down. Anyway, so he blasts Dan because he thinks Dan should have taken different actions. And I totally get where both guys are coming from. You know, I get where Bristol's husband's coming from. Like, instead of trying to go get a gun, why don't you, you know, try to help in another way? Like, try to help the injured. And, you know, apparently Dan's feeling is he should go get a gun to help. And I get where he's coming from too, because if you're a person who normally has a firearm on you, and you go to an event like that, you leave your firearm behind, and shit goes down, you are going to kick yourself. Like, damn, what the fuck, you know? Because in his mind, and maybe other people would think this too, like, maybe if he would have had, but see, the thing is he probably didn't know at the time that the shooter was on the 32nd floor, way up high. Probably thought he was at ground level, thought he could actually do some good, and didn't probably realize where this person actually was located. So anyway, he took the action that he thought was appropriate, and it was viewed probably by more than just Bristol's husband as the wrong action. I just think that, and again, I don't think either person is right or wrong. I'm not taking sides. I'm not saying that Dan was right. I actually think that it probably saved Dan's life to not have a gun, because I imagine that Las Vegas Metro, because I do have a home over there, I know that where they were located is Metro's jurisdiction. So in that particular situation, I think that if Las Vegas Metro PD would have seen him with a firearm, he probably would have got shot, because in the chaos of what was going on, and you know, people not knowing and the confusion, I think what really probably would have happened to Dan is he probably would have got cut down by the Metro PD. Now, I'm just saying, I get his what he was trying to do and his mindset, and I also get where this Navy SEAL is coming from. He's saying, like, look, you didn't have a gun, so you should have been doing something else to help, rather than taking time to film a video. I think that was his major issue, is that he was like, Dan took the time, you know, you didn't have time to help anybody, but you took the time to, you know, make a video and da-da-da-da. And I get that. Anyway, that was just something interesting that has come out of this, that I thought, come on, honey, let's go for a walk. I thought I'd talk a little bit about on the dog walk today. It's the reason I thought it was interesting is because it's two different people's point of view on the same thing. Sorry, I'm trying to switch hands here. Like I said, I don't think that Dan was right or wrong. I don't think that obviously the Navy SEAL in question is not wrong. I think that the overall thought process is that probably he was absolutely right, and that Dan should have probably, rather than trying to get a gun and this and that, tried to help out in another way. I just am saying that I totally get like where Dan's coming from too, because in the chaos, you don't know the guy is on the 32nd floor, you think he's at ground level, and the thing that flashes through your mind is like, man, if I would have had the gun that I normally am carrying, I may have been able to prevent deaths. I would have may have been able to, you know, fire back, whatever, and prevent some people from losing their life and the situation going as far as it did. The reason I thought that was interesting is because it's one of the rare times where it shows that, like, in the chaos of an act like that, which has now been, like, you know, it's now been called the most devastating or worst mass shooting in the history of the United States. And you know, I just see it, like, I see both these guys point, and it's interesting how people feel. You know, obviously everybody's emotions are really high, even after the fact. People are mad as fuck, people are hurt, people have died, families are gonna suffer, people are gonna suffer. You got Dan on one hand thinking, shit, I may have been able to do something, and you have a veteran of combat, you know, awarded the Medal of Honor and all these other things, saying, well, you didn't have a gun, so instead of making a video and going to get your gun, you should have done something different. It's really a rare situation where you get to really take a look at two different people's take on a situation where neither person is necessarily right or wrong. Anyway, give me some input. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, was Dan right or wrong? I mean, I'm obviously the Navy SEAL wasn't wrong, but how do you feel about what Dan was doing? Anyway, let me know.